Hello and welcome to Nothing to Wear, the podcast that solves fashion problems and levels up your wardrobe. Now let's chat oversize. Oversized silhouettes are everywhere, but what's the difference between intentionally oversized and just too big? Emelia Morris is here to help me unpack it.
You have to do it. You live for fashion.
Emelia, firstly, welcome back to the show and thank you for your public service that is your Instagram. I'm addicted to you.
Oh, thank you.
Now, we are talking oversize. It's a trend that's been around for a while. I do want to know if you think it's here to stay. But firstly, there is oversize and then there's something that's too big or doesn't fit. So can you tell me, in your opinion, what's the key to pulling off oversized clothing as opposed to shapeless, too big, just not the right size?
I think with oversize, it's all about being intentional and owning it. So when we're talking about oversize, we're talking about loose, we're talking about relaxed versus being swallowed in fabric and being really shapeless. So you really just want to own your oversized look and not feel like you're dressing for oversized just to hide everything.
So yeah, it's less about hiding your body or the parts you don't love, which although it can be very helpful for that, but more about, I guess a silhouette that's intentionally not really form-fitting. Is that right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, look, we're going to get into the trend, so let's hope it is here to stay. But do you think oversize is here to stay in some way? Is it always here in some way? Does it come and go? What have you observed over your career?
I would say over the past couple of years, we've seen a significant growth in the momentum of oversize. And I definitely think that it's here to stay. I think for a long time, we were driven by style rules and specific dress codes. And if we think to workplaces over the past couple of years, everything's a little bit more relaxed, and a lot of workplaces have really leaned into a dress code that is more casual, more comfortable, which means that people can start injecting their personal style a little bit more.
And just, you're right, be comfortable. I've got friends that are lawyers and accountants and work really long days, and they're still dressed corporately, but they're not in super tight, really high, stockings, and they want to be comfortable while they're working so hard. And it's interesting. I was thinking back to, probably my 20s and early 30s, and I never did oversize. And then I thought, did I miss that boat? But I think for me, it's firstly a life stage thing.
Yes.
I want to wear some oversized pieces. And secondly, I think post-COVID, post-lockdown, we've come out and we're obviously not in our activewear or our leggings we are in our leggings, our tracksuits, but we're maintaining sort of that comfort element that we got used to. Do you agree?
I absolutely agree. And I think in this era of fashion as well, compared to, I guess, when we were growing up, the silhouettes, we didn't have as much to play around with. So I think now a lot of designers are adding oversized designs into their collections.
Yes, I totally agree. So let's talk oversized because, flattering is an interesting word because clothes don't need to be flattering. So when I say flattering, I don't mean to someone else's eye, just to yourself to make you feel good. So how can someone maintain feeling good and, wearing a quote unquote flattering silhouette when they're going for the oversized look? How do we balance that?
Yeah, so as a personal stylist, and I've worked with hundreds of clients, and I think the best thing that you can do is obviously you want to feel confident in wearing your clothes as well. But one big tip that I say to clients is that you need to focus on balancing your proportions. So it doesn't matter what body shape that you are, is if you, for example, are wearing an oversized tee, you might not want to wear something that's oversized with a layer over the top. You might not want to wear oversized with your pants because it might not look as cohesive. So if you want to balance that out, you might wear an oversized tee, tuck it in with some high-waisted trousers.
Yes. Okay. So it's kind of you're choosing your oversized piece, but then you're working it back mindfully within the whole outfit.
Yes. So even if you're wearing, say, a button-down shirt, you might want to expose some of your wrists, or you want to open up the neckline and show your collarbone.
Yes.
And it just really starts to play with proportions.
Yes, yeah, or do the tuck. You're right, because I've got some beautiful oversized shirts, but if I button them up and have them full long sleeve and then, wear them out, it looks like I'm wearing my dad's shirt or a pajama shirt.
Yes,
So
mine is too.
the piece can be oversized, but as you do so well on your Instagram, it's the difference between wearing it and styling it, right?
Yeah, it's just going those few extra steps that can make the biggest difference.
Yes. What's the most common items you're seeing in oversized? For me, I immediately think blazers and T-shirts. Same with you?
Yeah, same as me. Button-down shirts. I would say more baggy style pants.
Yeah. I mean, a wide leg pant is kind of a version of oversized, right? Because it's not a straight leg. It's not as skinny. Of course, it's still got to fit you on the waist so they don't fall off, but it's still that kind of oversized, voluminous silhouette.
Yeah, and we only have to look to the barrel leg jean, for instance. That is trending
I'm
at the
wearing a
moment.
pair today.
Oh, are you?
I am. I'm wearing a white pair. Mia hates them, so I've worn them to the office to troll her.
Oh, that's so funny. But that's just an update on a traditional silhouette of a jean. But if you wore that barrel leg jean with your tee that is swallowing you, it might not work. But if you do a little tuck, you might add
That's
a
what
little
I'm
bit
going to
more.
have to stand up and show everyone.
Yeah, I
Funny
feel
you
like
say that
I
because
need
getting
to.
dressed this morning, I put on an oversized shirt and then I was like, oh, and then I tucked it in and then I was like, this still isn't working. So this isn't a tight T-shirt, but it's definitely not huge because
Yeah,
I've got a lot of volume going on down here. I so agree. You can't just throw on the pieces without thinking how they go together.
exactly.
We've talked about the importance of the balance of the overall look. Can we wear an oversized top with really, we're hearing skinny legs are back. Do you think that looks too at odds or, I mean, I like a tight tank with an oversized pant. So where do you think you find the balance? Is it always top and bottom? Is it adding a heel? Is it maybe using a belt? What are your little tips for balance?
Yeah, it really just depends on what your personal style is. So we can have all of these rules, and I want to preface and say that no matter what body shape you are, and even though I'm telling you to dress your proportions, it's whatever that makes you feel confident. But obviously, there are some little tweaks that really will enhance the overall look. So you can take it or leave it. But I personally, if I'm going to wear, say, a really oversized blazer, because I'm petite, as in 5'3" and under, I'm just on the cusp.
I'm
Yeah.
163 centimeters. What does that make me?
Oh,
What are you?
I am as well.
Oh, okay, yeah. I think I always say I'm average height, but I think I'm just, I'm not teeny tiny, but I'm definitely have to have my
Yes,
pants taken up.
exactly. Same here. Is sometimes when I wear oversized, it can overwhelm my frame. So, for example, when I wear an oversized blazer, I love wearing a belt around the midsection to define my waist.
Yes.
Or if I'm wearing an oversized blazer, I want to make sure that I haven't buttoned it up. So I'm creating a little bit more space with, say, a tee or a tank underneath, and it just
Yes.
visually looks better.
And perhaps maybe, a V-neck tee or a tank. So there's that bit of skin. So it's not so much fabric all in one area.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
It's interesting you say that because I'm obsessed with oversized blazers. I've got too many. But I've found that there's something you need to try on in real life because the teeniest, tiniest difference can look like it's intentionally oversized or you're wearing just the wrong size or it just doesn't fit you. I love thrifting, as we've discussed many times, and I think thrifting's a really great way to try oversized because thrift stores don't have that item in every size. So I often go to the men's section and try shirts and blazers and T-shirts, but you really need to try them on because they could look cool or they can, the shoulders will be too far out. There's beautiful Camilla and Mark oversized blazers with an intentional shoulder, but then if you're wearing a men's blazer that's way too big, it does just look like you've popped on your cousin's or your brother's blazer. So there's a difference between oversized and too big, right?
Exactly. And I want to say to everyone, do not sleep on the men's section.
Oh my gosh, me too.
Yes.
This T-shirt I'm wearing right now, Uniqlo men's section, and this is the extra small, so it's still quite fitted for me. I mean, Uniqlo's quite unisex, but I was at my local Vinnie's on the weekend and I got 2 amazing men's T-shirts because you know how sort of graphic printed shirts are great with skirts at the moment?
Yes.
2 men's shirts. Amazing. And that was upstairs, whereas women's was downstairs. And I'm so glad I went up there. So, yeah, if you particularly want to try oversized, not that everything will work, but go and try their shirts, their T-shirts and their blazers. And if you've got huge feet like me, look in this men's section because I've got some amazing men's sneakers. Not that I wear them oversized, I've just got big feet. That was a bit of a segue, but men's is a great way to try this trend.
Absolutely. And I'll second the Uniqlo. I wear the basic tees. They're so good because you get extra coverage with your sleeves.
Mm-hmm.
And I know I hear often from women, they want a little bit more coverage on their arms with their tees. You know, sometimes women tees can be quite fitted in the sleeves. So if
Agreed.
you're wanting a little bit more floatiness in your sleeve, a men's tee is a really great option.
So agree. And annoyingly, they're oftentimes more affordable.
Yeah.
That's a
Makes
whole
sense.
other topic. So you touched on you being petite, and I guess I'm petite too. So you can get swallowed by fabric, so that's important. What about a large bust? I always hear from friends saying, I can't do oversized because I have a large bust and it just looks too boxy. Do you have any tips there?
Yeah, I think if you're fuller in the bust, like you said, it can make you appear boxy when you're wearing like floaty things on the top. But if you, for example, wanted to wear a blazer, you might want to add a little bit more structure in your shoulder. When we're looking at your button down tees and your t-shirts, you want to create a little bit of space between your chest and your chin. So you might opt for a v-neck, unbutton the button down shirt a little bit more so you're exposing your décolletage area.
Mm-hmm.
And then maybe you want to pair it back with something that's a little bit more fitted on the bottom.
Like I was thinking like the Levi's wedgie jeans. They're so good. They're so flattering and they're just kind of a straight leg. And that with an oversized anything on top, you don't have to wear skinny to make the juxtaposition or the balance. You can still just do sort of a beautiful straight leg pant or even a mini, I find. You know, if you love your legs, I think like a cool oversized blazer where it almost hits where the mini hits as well is just so cool.
Yeah, I love that look. And I don't know if you've seen, you probably have, is the Scandi girls wearing the oversized tees over the sheer dresses.
A few weeks ago, I tried my first version of that. I wore like a lacy white long sleeve maxi skirt and then a cool like blue, which is very not me, long t-shirt out. Did not feel like myself. I was a bit scared, but I felt really good. And guess what? I was so comfortable. Didn't need to tuck my t-shirt in when I went for a wee. I loved it.
Yeah, that's so cool. And I think that's what we're talking about, being intentional. So you're playing with texture, you're playing with proportions, you're having a bit of fun with your style.
And I think also with oversized, it generally kind of leans towards masculine. So pairing it with something that is hyper feminine, like a lace or a silk or a satin, kind of gives you that balance, even if it's not so much in the proportions, it's just more in the aesthetic.
I agree.
Now let's talk about fabrics, because can all fabrics be oversized? I thought about this and I thought they can be, but then I thought maybe it's best for sort of stiffer or structured fabrics, because I always size up maybe 2 sizes for a slip dress, but I wouldn't say that that is then oversized. It more just falls better than, you know, grabs on my lumps and bumps. So what kind of fabrics do you think we'd look for oversized to look good?
I think cotton is really great, and then which also leans into like a denim. You could do a denim jacket that's oversized. And I think even chunky oversized knits work really well if we're getting back into winter, but we don't want to talk about winter too much because
you never know with the weather. I'm still doing a knit with a mini or a short because you just don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, and I'm in Victoria and the weather is just so up and down, so
yeah,
can't pack them away just yet.
Yeah. And also I guess the oversized blazers and the oversized sort of wide leg pants, they're kind of tailoring structured in a way, and that's when I think oversized looks best, when it's sort of still powerful rather than sort of sloppy, if that makes sense.
Yeah. And obviously in the warmer weather, linens are really good.
Yes.
And what I would avoid is really clingy kind of fabrics like jersey in oversized.
Yes. That's just going to get annoying. I agree. Jersey's not an oversized fabric to go with. Actually, I just don't really love jersey at all. But yeah, you're right. It wouldn't work. It wouldn't fall right. It would just look like you're wearing something that's too big.
Yeah.
Is oversized casual? Can we do oversized dressy, do you think?
I think you can. It just depends how dressy you want to go. But I think, like we were talking about before, you can do oversized tee over, say, a more dressier dress like silk, and you can pop on heels and that becomes more elevated.
Agreed.
If you want to dress that down, you swap out the heels to some sneakers.
I was thinking, coming into event season and summer and all the things we've got going on, can you really do oversized to like an event? And for me, I'm seeing some beautiful sort of maxi dresses that just sort of fall. They're almost like smock dresses. And I thought, does that fall into oversize? I don't think it really does, because when we're talking oversize, we're talking more structure, shoulder, sleeve. But it's not to say that you can't just wear a big, beautiful, flowy dress, but I would probably wear something. If I needed something to cover up, I'd probably wear something a little bit more fitted if the dress is really flowy. Would you agree?
I agree.
Accessories. How do we accessorize an oversized look? Because visually, oversize is quite a statement already. What are your tips with accessorizing?
I think, like you said, sometimes if the blazer is quite oversized and maybe it's got some shoulder pads, to add a little bit more structure, that's the statement. But then maybe you want to do something with a statement earring, or your bag is the statement. So, yeah, I mean, you can go nuts. It depends how far you want to go with
Yeah,
your
and how confident you are.
yeah.
I love that. I just think sometimes also the accessories make the outfit. Like if it is a simple oversized blazer with jeans and a t-shirt, a killer necklace, just a chunky necklace, or, charm necklaces are huge. I love whatever you're wearing at the moment. What is that? That's a beautiful necklace.
Yeah, this one's by an Australian label called Gimme, and it's a chunky
Oh,
necklace.
yes,
And then
I know her. She's
yeah,
gorgeous.
so lovely. Oh, you did a collab,
I did
didn't
do
you?
a collab with them. I did my own little range, and that's it. It might be that simple grey blazer that doesn't feel that special, but you still kind of got the nod to the oversize, and then you chuck on the necklace and you're feeling quite eclectic. Now listen, common mistakes people make when trying to do oversize. Is it that they're just wearing something that's not the right cut or fit? What are the mistakes we're seeing?
I think we circle back to if you're wearing oversized everything and you're drowning in fabric, if you're not adding extra accessories, if you're not going the extra distance to style your outfit. I personally, when I'm wearing oversized, I really like to wear something oversized and then something fitted.
Yes.
Or for today, I'm wearing an oversized tee, but like you, I've done a little tuck into my maxi skirt.
Oh, cute. Oh, I need to see a full outfit. For me, again, I think it's also the shoulders. If it's meant to sort of have a square shoulder pad situation, it really needs to still, be an intentionally oversized blazer, but in your size type thing. Whereas coming out of winter, but I still wear a lot of bomber jackets, but all the bomber jackets were so cropped that I sized up quite a bit, and it created sort of a drop shoulder, but I quite liked that.
Yes.
So I think it depends on the piece, and I think it's really important to try them on, either shop online where you can return or go to a store. Because I used to just go, that's my size, off I go. Now I'll take 3 different sizes of the same item into the change room and go, okay, how am I going to wear this? What size is the most versatile? Which size is comfortable? Do I want to do it up? Do I not? Do I want to be able to do both? So I think even just when shopping items that aren't oversized, take a few sizes to the change room and then see what feels best, because oftentimes that number on the tag isn't necessarily going to be the best for that item.
Yeah, I totally agree. And also have fun with what you're pairing it with. Add some texture, add some different silhouettes with it. Because sometimes you just might be trying on something oversized with a piece that you're already walked into the change room with it, and maybe that doesn't go with it.
Yes, get it home and play, and pair it with the things that you didn't think would work. Look in the mirror, it might not work. The ones that do work, snap a photo, save it in a folder in your phone, and then when you don't know what to wear, you open that folder and off you go. Now, before we get into bougie and budget, we're going to both bring specific oversized recommendations. Do you have some favourite brands or stores or, labels that do oversize well?
I sure do. So Emelia.
Yes, beautiful. I think Melbourne-based brand.
Yes, yeah. They're down the road from me on the Surf Coast.
Oh.
And also, we both love a Camilla and Mark blazer.
Yes, don't we all? I always, if I can get there, go to the sample sale or their warehouse sale because they're so expensive. However, the quality is phenomenal.
Absolutely amazing. I'm not sure if you've heard of this Gold Coast brand called Sabi.
No.
So they do these really eclectic, oversized tees, and they're blowing up. You will see
Okay.
them,
Okay. They're
they're
probably all over my feed and I just don't know where they're
yeah,
from.
you'll
But
see it all the time
thanks to
now.
the algorithm, we've spoken it out loud. I'm sure it'll be on my phone in 1 minute.
Yeah, and also Ganni.
I love Ganni. Yes,
Yeah,
excellent.
yeah,
Yeah. I love Atmos and here on the Iconic. They're doing some really good T-shirts. As we said, Uniqlo, great.
yes.
Shopo, I've got a bunch of oversized blazers from. Their blazers are cheap and cheerful. They're pretty much, poly or synthetic, but I like that because they don't crush. I use them for travel. So they're not my specific bougie and budget, but I think if you even just jump into Google and type in oversized tee or jump on your favorite website and type in oversized. I got a great oversized t-shirt from DeCuba the other day. So everyone is definitely on it. It's harder to find a fitted blazer or a fitted tee, for example, at the moment than it is oversized. So it's definitely everywhere. It's just finding the right oversized for you.
And I'll just add one more for my curvy sisters is PQ Collection. They have an incredible extended size range.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, and
PQ
they
collection.
do great button-down shirts.
Okay. Oh my gosh. Brilliant. Thank you. All right, bougie and budget. Well, look, I'm going to start with my bougie because you already mentioned Camilla and Mark. I have a few of their blazers and one of their long coats. Do I need this? No. Will I buy it? I don't know. It's actually listed on the Style Runner website. It's the Camilla and Mark Des oversized coat. It's $700. So it's a lot. Although I've just seen on Style Runner you can earn Qantas points by shopping on there. I did not know that.
Oh.
I know, that's quite tempting. And it is just sort of it looks trench-like. It's very long. It's got that beautiful cuff, those lapel thingies, and then it's sort of brownish buttons, or maybe they're tortoiseshell. I can't see from here. Beautiful accentuated collar. Not really the shoulder patty sleeves. It's kind of a drop sleeve, but because it's that kind of light oat color, it's really good for trans-seasonal. And I think if, like me, I wear a lot of, white tees and jeans. I don't want black a lot of the time. It just feels too sort of matrixy for me. So a light color that I can just chuck on with everything. This is just the most beautiful coat. So it might go on sale. You might be treating yourself, but you'd have that kind of cut and silhouette forever. What's your bougie?
Go and have a look at that now.
Yes. Maybe we can timeshare. We'll post it back and forth to each other.
Oh.
What's your bougie?
My bougie is the Cassie logo tee from Emelia.
Mm-hmm.
So it's this oversized, beautiful pink tee. It's got distressing in it. And it's got little, micro cuts in it, but not really big gapes.
Sure. Yep.
Like
It's just that kind of intentional cool girl worn in vibe.
Yeah.
Yes.
And because I love pink, I think that's what's selling it for me. And it's $140. So it's bougie, but not overly bougie.
No, not compared to mine. That's good. Well, I've got a t-shirt as well. Good old Cotton On. They do 765,000 different cuts of t-shirts. The one I love and I have a lot of is the Cotton On, the boxy oversized tee. $24.99. It comes in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 different colours. A few of those are stripes. Smaller size is 2 times XL. Bigger size is 2 times X. Smaller size is 2 times extra small and larger size is 2 times extra large. So it's, quite inclusive there. There's a beautiful brat green that I've got my eye on. I can't see a pink for you. The rest are all pretty neutral. But it's got that longer sleeve that you talk about because I think a lot of women don't love their upper arms, so might want to cover that. But also then you can just cuff it. It's got that kind of wider hem whereby if you just roll it up and cuff it, it looks quite cool. Beautiful, thick crew neck. I like that thicker crew neck. It just feels like it's good quality. Not going to lie, when I last ordered, they were down to $10 each or something. So always check the Cotton On website. But they're just such good tees. Like you can do that with your leggings and running around, or you can put that under your blazer and fancy pants. I just love a good t-shirt.
So my budget is the Emily shirt from Feather and Noise. So it's a lemon striped shirt, and we know that lemon and butter lemon the color of the season.
Literally all of a sudden absolutely everywhere.
Yeah, and so this shirt, it goes up to, so I think it's size 6 to size 18, but they're really oversized.
Mm-hmm.
And it's $74.95.
Okay. Oh, I need to check that out. One more tip before I let you go is I think it's important because people get a bit confused when shopping oversized online, and I get it because you want to know, is it oversized because she's sized up? So always read what size the model's wearing. You can kind of gauge the size of the model and then if it's really big on her. But oftentimes now, I mean, I'm just still on the Cotton On website, and there's that customer review whereby runs small, runs large. So just check that and always read the comments because, I bought something from an overseas website a few months ago that I thought was going to be oversized. And then it turned up and I was like, oh, that's too fitted. Everyone in the comments was like, it's only oversized because she's wearing a bigger size. Make sure you size up if you want it to look like the picture. So if you are shopping online and can't touch and feel and try it on, read the comments, read the reviews, look at the size chart just to make sure you're getting the fit that you want.
I agree. Perfect.
Emelia, you are the best. I can't wait to have you back on again. Thank you so much for all your tips, and we'll see you soon.
Thanks for having me.